Good evening. You're now with me, Henry Gui, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. SBC 2025 will attract 300 participants, including internationals, promoting health, cycling and tourism. Malaysia prepares for key US talks on June 18, aiming to reduce tariffs on Malaysian goods. On global updates, at least 204 people are feared dead when an Air India flight bound for London crashed, with 242 people on board. The 9th edition of the Semarahan Bike Challenge SBC 2025 is set to attract 300 participants, with the event scheduled for June 22nd along Datuk Muhammad Musa Road in Kota Semarahan. Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development, Datuk Seri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, emphasised that the event not only promotes a healthy lifestyle but also supports the growth of cycling, entrepreneurship and tourism in the state.
Kita kategorikan di bawah sport tourism, di mana peserta daripada luar negara, luar negeri akan terlibat. Ia juga akan mempromosi Semarahan dan juga Sarawak secara umum. Jadi secara tidak langsung ia akan membantu industri pelancongan, baiknya dari segi penginapan, pengangkutan, jualan-jualan barang, kerana mereka yang datang baiknya daripada Semenanjung, baiknya daripada Kalimantan, mereka perlu ada penginapan dan sebagainya, makan minum semasa mereka berkunjung ke Sarawak. Sedikit sebanyaknya akan membantu industri pelancongan.
Speaking at a press conference for SBC 2025 today, he announced that the event, open to the public, will feature 7 categories. So far, 175 riders have registered, including international participants from Brunei, Canada, Germany, the British Virgin Islands, Indonesia and New Zealand. First introduced in 2013, the event will offer a total prize pool of 23,900 ringgit.
A special program has been proposed to help retirees and those approaching retirement venture into entrepreneurship. Deputy Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development Sarawak, Datuk Dr. Ripin Lamat, has called on relevant ministries and agencies to study the establishment of a program called Seniorpreneur, which can serve as a platform for guidance and support for this group to start their own businesses.
Tadi kami orang semasa menunggu untuk masuk ke Dewan tu adalah sembang-sembang coffee talk. Mungkin boleh kita fikirkan suatu hari nanti, ini agensi-agensi atau kementerian lah yang memikirkan untuk mewujudkan seniorpreneur, usahawan mereka yang hampir-hampir nak pencen ataupun usahawan-usahawan yang sudah pencen. Kalau kita lihat sidak yang nak pencen tu ataupun yang sudah pencen tu, sidak modalnya ada, sidak mempunyai kawangan, baiknya daripada sama ada daripada pencennya kah ataupun EPF. Jadi ini adalah satu faktor yang penting. Modal kawangan ini merupakan satu faktor yang penting untuk memulakan perniagaan.
Dr. Ripin also emphasized the potential for collaboration between retirees and existing entrepreneurs to strengthen the local entrepreneurial ecosystem. He added that such programs will also help protect retirees from falling victim to the rising number of financial scams.
Setiap kali di dalam media sosial ataupun di akhbar, kebanyakan sidak tu pensioner kena scam. Habis duit pension kena scam. Jadi mungkin boleh fikirkan satu program khas yang mana usaha mereka yang hendak pencen ataupun yang baru pencen ini mencuburi sektor kesawanan yang mana boleh meneruskan kesinambungan kehidupan dan ke arah yang lebih baik.
He said this while speaking at the Basic Product and Service Development Seminar held at the Kuching South City Council MBKS Auditorium on Thursday. The seminar, organised by the National Entrepreneurship Institute, INSKIN, in collaboration with HRD Corp, Mintrid, and local entrepreneurship agencies and NGOs, attracted a total of 454 participants from across Sarawak.
TVS, Sarawak's leading television station, is fully committed to adhering to the 2024 film censorship guidelines in line with the National Film Censorship Policy. Chairman of the LPF, Muhammad Kir Matlazim, also praised TVS for its dedication to preserving local cultural values in every piece of content it airs.
Dan usaha ini kita jangka akan berterusan dan dalam jangka panjang TVS dapati tiada ada halangan untuk mematuhi segala peraturan yang ditetapkan melibatkan penerbitsan filem, dan kita berasa begitu banggalah dengan perkembangan TVS sekarang.
Speaking to reporters after a courtesy visit to TVS's headquarters on Thursday, he shared that during the visit, LPF conducted a workshop aimed at strengthening film censorship guidelines for TVS staff, helping them better understand evolving issues surrounding film censorship. He also emphasized the importance of staying updated with changes in the content industry, particularly the rise of new technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, and computer-generated imagery, CGI.
ASEAN can become the world's fourth largest economy by 2030 if the region maintains a steady GDP growth rate of 4 to 5%. Investment, Trade and Industry Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz noted that ASEAN's GDP growth projection for 2025 currently stands at 4.7%, as shared by the ASEAN Secretariat.
Based on our economists, looking at all the ASEAN economies' projected growth, I think, of course, it's aggregate growth of all ASEAN economies. Based on today's assumption, yes.
He was speaking at a press conference after the launch of the ASEAN Economic Community AEC Strategic Plan 2026 to 2030 today. Earlier in his speech, Tengku Zafrul said the 5-year AEC Strategic Plan will keep ASEAN's policies current and updated so ASEAN can be more responsive to evolving business needs and emerging challenges. Tengku Zafrul said the AEC Strategic Plan will play a key role in enabling ASEAN to achieve its ambition of becoming the world's fourth largest economy by 2030.
The AEC Strategic Plan 2026 to 2030 serves as a roadmap, and in fact it's quite a comprehensive roadmap that outlines a clear clear plan that has been carefully developed to implement the economic aspects of the ASEAN Community Vision. This is the ASEAN Community Vision 2045.
Now, Malaysia is gearing up for crucial talks with the United States in Washington on June 18, aiming to address tariffs on Malaysian goods. Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz highlighted that one of the key goals is to secure a reduction of at least 10% in the minimum base rate on imports from Malaysia. While the US has maintained that this rate is non-negotiable, Malaysia remains focused on negotiating a lower rate for its goods.
Sectors are important for Malaysian exporters and sectors that are also important for the US economy. We need to show that, why it's important, and we want to negotiate that further to go below that floor of 10% for certain sectors that is important to Malaysia and the US.
In April 2025, the U.S. government announced new tariff measures affecting more than 60 countries, including Malaysia. The implementation of these tariffs has been temporarily paused for 90 days to allow room for negotiations.
At least 204 people are feared dead after an Air India flight bound for London crashed near Ahmedabad airport shortly after takeoff on Thursday. The flight was carrying 232 passengers and 10 crew members, and the death toll is expected to rise as recovery efforts continue. The 244 individuals included 217 adults, 11 children, comprising 169 Indian nationals, 53 British, 7 Portuguese and 1 Canadian. The crash site, located between the Ahmedabad Civil Hospital and the Goda Camp neighborhood, saw rescuers working through charred wreckage. Ahmedabad, a city of around 8 million people, is known for its densely packed residential areas surrounding the busy airport. A senior police official said the building on which the plane had crashed is a doctor's hostel, and local residents reported seeing people jump from buildings to escape the flames. Meanwhile, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi described the incident as heartbreaking beyond words, while UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer called the scenes devastating, expressing condolences to the victims' families. Aviation tracking site Flight Radar 24 said the plane was a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, one of the most modern passenger aircraft in service. According to the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, the plane issued a mayday call and crashed immediately after takeoff. As updates on the crash trickle in, Air Asia owner Tata Group said an emergency center had been activated and a support team set up for families seeking information. Now, protests over hardline immigration tactics ignited across the United States after days of demonstrations in Los Angeles, as California today prepared for a legal showdown over President Donald Trump's deployment of the military. The mostly peaceful protests ignited over sudden escalation in the efforts to apprehend migrants in the country illegally.
Trump won the election last year partly on promises to combat what he claims is an invasion by undocumented migrants. He is now seizing the opportunity to make political capital, ordering the California National Guard to deploy despite Governor Gavin Newsom's objections, the first time a U.S. president has taken such action in decades. Despite Trump's threats to deploy the National Guard to other Democratic-run states, protesters appeared undeterred. Demonstrations were reported in St. Louis, Raleigh, Manhattan, Indianapolis, and Denver. In San Antonio, hundreds marched and chanted near City Hall, where Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott has deployed the state's National Guard. The Trump administration is painting the protests as a violent threat to the nation, requiring military force to support regular immigration agents and police. But Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass said the crisis had been manufactured in Washington.
A week ago, everything was peaceful in the city of Los Angeles and in all of the representatives behind me in their cities as well. Things began to be difficult on Friday when raids took place, and it's important that I begin there because that is the cause of the problems that have happened in the city of Los Angeles and other cities. This was provoked by the White House. The reason why, we don't know. I posit that maybe we are part of a national experiment to determine how far the federal government can go in reaching in and taking over power from a governor, power from a local jurisdiction, and frankly, leaving our city and our citizens, our residents, in fear.
A nationwide No Kings movement was expected on Saturday when Trump will attend a highly unusual military parade in the U.S. Capitol.
Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Handy Gui. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.